Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Know About Embedded Systems. In today's video, we will learn how to interface a push button to the STM32 microcontroller, and also we will learn how to develop a programming for push button interfacing to STM32 microcontroller. So before starting the video, if you are a newbie to my channel, kindly subscribe my YouTube channel, click on bell icon and share these videos to your friends and colleagues. What you are seeing on the screen, this is your STM32 microcontroller board, and to this STM32 microcontroller board, we will have one LED, and with this LED is connected to PA5, and there will be, and also it will come with one push button switch. The blue color, whatever you're seeing here, this is the switch. This is a user switch, and using this we're going to develop a program. So whenever the switch is pressed, LED should toggle, and whenever we release the switch, the LED should not toggle. So this is the main topic for today's video, push button interfacing. And this push button interfacing is connected to PC13. So this board, whatever you're seeing, this is called Nucleo board. To this Nucleo board, LED is connected, and also the switch is connected to PC13. Now we will see how the interfacing is done. Now you can see this is how the interfacing looks like, the block diagram, whatever you're seeing. So we have a LED which is connected to PA15, and then we have a switch which is connected to PC13. So we have to configure two port pins. One is PA5 for LED and one PC13 for push button or switch interfacing. Okay, so this is the first point you should know before entering into the programming. Second important point is this switch, whatever you are seeing, that is going to be a kind of active low switch. That means whenever you press the switch, it is going to create active low signal. So initially, you can see here, whenever the switch status is high, then button is not pressed, and whenever the status is 0, so whenever this switch is resulting 1 means but button is not pressed, and whenever it is 0, the button is pressed. Okay, so like this you should understand it is called active low switch. 0 means switch pressed, and 1 means it is not pressed. So this is the second important thing you should know about this. And the third important thing is registers. What are the different registers we're going to use in developing the code? So we're going to use totally 5 different registers. We're going to use four important registers. The first one is AHB ENR, that stands for clock enable. RCC stands for reset and clock control, and AHB stands for advanced high performance bus. ENR stands for enable register. So this complete register is used to enable the clock, and this is used to enable the mode, whether you want to go for mode input mode or mode output mode, like that. This is for port A, and the port C also you need to use mode register in order to configure input port. So port A5 output port, PC13 input port, and then if the switch is pressed, we have to use BSRR, stands for bit set and reset register, in order to toggle the port pins, right? So same configuration I have explained in the previous video. That video also you can watch that in order to get some more information on these registers. Okay, now I'll go back to the programming. So before going, okay, just let me show you what are the things I'm going to do in the programming. You can see here, this is my sample code. Sample code I have already, simple and sample code I have already enabled. So I am taking one macro here, GPIO clock enable, GPIOC clock enable, output port and input port. Some of the macros I have defined here in order to save the time. Okay, now what I'll be doing. So 4 to 5 important steps I have to do in order to develop the code. The first one is I need to enable the clock for port A and port C, then configure port A as output port, configure PC13 as input port, and I need to check the switch is pressed or not, and if it is pressed, I need to set and clear the PA5. 6 major steps I have to do. So how do you, let us go with the first one. How do you enable the clock to the port A and port C? So port A, why port A? Port A, here you should know one important thing. The LED is connected to PA5, and your switch or push button is connected to PC13. So that is why you have to enable both the clocks. Port A also you need to enable the clock, and even for switch also you need to enable the clock. So for both we have to enable the clock. So that's the reason here we need to enable the clock for port A and port C. How do you enable? So in the previous video in detail I have already explained you. Still in a short way I'll try to explain. So here you can go to RCC chapter, RCC register. The first here you can see. So this is a register RCC AHB1, and here what are the different, you can see here different port the clock will be enabled. So for port A, bit number 0 I have to use. So this bit I have to use for port A, and for port C we have to use bit number 2. So that means I'm going to enable bit number 2 and bit number 0. How do you enable? So I need to use a register called as RCC AHB1ENR. Okay, so here I have already created the macros. You can use that macro. I already created the macro for both. So this is my first step in order to enable the clock. Okay, so RCC AHB1ENR is going to enable the clock for port A and port C. Okay, now I will, second point, configure port A5 as an output port. So if you want to configure as an output port, I need to go back to the register GPIO. So here chapter number 8. So GPIO you can go, and here there is a register mode R. Maybe the first one it seems, yeah. Here you can see this is called mode R. So I have already explained you how to do that. So now I'm going to use a general purpose output, and I'll be going for PA5, right? So 1 2 3 0 1 2 3 4 and 5. So I need to use bit 10 and bit 11 0 1 combination I have to use. Okay, so try to understand this point here. I'm going to use bit 10 and bit 11, and this value I'm going to set it as 0 1, right? So in order to configure as an output port. So register name is mode register, GPIO mode register. So come back to the coding. You can write it here, GPIO A followed by mode R is equal to output port I have to do. So I have already created a macro for that, and then you should know which position I have to create. I want to create this for position number 10. Okay, so position number 10 I have to create a mask in order to configure as an output port, right? So that's what here you can see the mode register 10th and 11th bit. So 10th bit if you do, the 11th bit automatically it will take. So that is the first thing. Next one is configure port C. I need to configure now. So configure port C. For port C, so I'll just write it in a similar way. So I'll make it as GPIOC, and I need to make it as an input port. Yeah, the input port. So important thing is I'm going to use a PC13 here. For PC13 we have to check which bits we have to use. So 13 means you can see count here. This is 0, bit 0, port 0, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So I need to use 26 and 27 bits. 26 and 27 bits. Okay, so you need to use PC13, 26 bits I have to use. So 26 position I have to use. Okay, so this is how you are going to configure your output port and input port. The line number 16, whatever you're seeing, this is output port, and line number 18 is your input port. So what is this input and output? Here you can see I have created a macro, right? So the first major steps are done. I have enabled the clock and I have enabled the output mode and I have also enabled the input mode. Now the important thing here you can see check button pressed or not. So how do you check the button which is connected to PC13? The button which is connected to PC13 that I need to do. So in order to do that, in our STM32 microcontroller, we have separate register that I'll write it now, GPIO. There is something called as IDR. IDR stands for input data register, and I need to check directly with the bit number or port number. Okay, that is 13. Okay, so now, so I'm going to check in this way here. Yeah. So this statement, whatever you're seeing, this statement is going to check whether the switch is pressed or not. Okay, if the switch is pressed, it will create 1, and I'm checking with the inversion because it is going to use active switch. I told you already in the previous explanation, we're going to use active low switch. That means whenever you press the switch, it is going to produce 0 volt, and whenever you release, it will produce 1. So that's why I'm going to use a negation here. And the GPIOC is a port number, IDR is the input data register, and then position number is 13. Okay, that's what. Then I need to set the port pin to high. If you want to set the port pin to high, so I need to use a BS. There is a special register called as BSRR. BSRR stands for bit set and reset. It's equal to, you can just set the position number. Okay, and then bit 5 it is, and then bit 21. Okay, so bit 5 and bit 21 I have to set it and I have to clear it, and then now you can use a small delay here. You can give around 100. Yeah, so this much is a program for a switch interfacing in STM32 microcontroller. Very simple. If you know the concepts, anybody can develop the program. Okay, so now what I will do, and let us check for errors. If there is any error, we will try to compile, we'll fix it, and later I'll flash it into the microcontroller. So click on this icon, the hammer icon. If there is any error, it will show here in the build window or console window. So you can see here, there is no any error. So now what I will do, I will flash it. If you want to flash, or if you want to flash the hex file, click on here and then run icon and select your project name. I'm going to flash it now, and I will show you output on the board as well. So guys, you can see here, this is your STM32 board. Even in the previous video I have shown you, this is your STM32. You can just have a close look here. This is the STM32 Nucleo board, and the series microcontroller number also you can see there, Nucleo F411RE. So this microcontroller series I'm using. Okay, and this is your push button. So the blue color, see there are totally 2 switches are available. One is blue color and one is a black color. The blue color one is your user switch. Okay, this is the blue color. Okay, now what I will do, I will show you output here. I'll press it, and now you can see that when I release, no toggling. Whenever I press it, there is a toggle. Whenever I release, no toggle. Whenever I press it, there is a toggle. Whenever I release, no toggle. Press, toggle, and release, no toggle. Press, So in this way, you can develop your STM32 programming for your push button and even for LED, and you can develop your own applications in a real time. If you feel this video is an informative video, please subscribe my YouTube channel and click on bell icon. Share this video to your friends and your colleagues. Thank you for watching.